All right, welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be two pieces of information in this, two pieces of breaking news. Number one, we have a good fight coming up between Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz. And also it is official, Rolly Romero is out of the Devonte Davis fight. Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. So it seems like the year 2021 is going to end up on a pretty good note for boxing. Over the last couple months, maybe from October till maybe from August until December, we wind up getting a lot of really good fights, and a new fight that is supposed to be official according to Jojo Diaz is the fight with Devin Haney. He took to his Instagram page and said that he worked through the contract with Devin Haney, that he wasn't very happy with the contract, but since he had made promises to people and said that he was going to make the fight, that he's going to go on ahead and do it. I think he said the one thing that really was a hang-up for him was the fact that there was a rematch clause. So he said, it's unfortunate that I'm going to have to beat Devin Haney twice. He wanted to see, I guess he wanted a fight where there was no rematch clause, and Devin Haney wanted a rematch clause. And then also in another bit of news, which is not a big surprise to anybody, Devonte Davis's fight with Rolly Romero is officially off. At least that's what they're saying. That's what has been communicated to Keith Idec, and that they are still currently looking for somebody else to replace Rolly Romero, and that the leading candidate for that is a guy named Cruz, little itty bitty dude, like a 5'3" lightweight. I'm not particularly looking forward to that fight. Looking forward to him replacing Rolly Romero. In my opinion, Rolly Romero was basically, borderline acceptable for a pay-per-view fight with Rolly Romero. Anyway, there are people saying that this guy, Isaac Cruz, is a step-up fight. It's a better fight than the Rolly Romero fight, but I'm not buying it. The guy seems to me to be, kind of a little bit of a gimmick. They call him the pit bull. I've seen him fight before. Strong guy that likes to get in people's chest, throw, and basically throw a lot of hooks and try to wear the guy down. Devonte Davis, and that's why I'm not going to do a separate video on that. Devonte Davis is pretty much just going to be able to hit all in between them wide punches that Isaac Cruz is throwing. And on top of it, not only can he do that, but this will be the first time that Devonte Davis that I recall actually has a height advantage over the guy that he's fighting. So he's going to be able to beat this guy with a jab and a straight left, pretty much all night long. From the southpaw stance. He's got much faster hand speed, much better footwork, and it's just going to be a fight that, in my opinion, is not pay-per-view worthy, and more than likely it's going to be. Now, it could be a battle because I'm not sure what kind of chin Isaac Cruz has. He's built like a little spark plug, so maybe he can take a good shot. But all in all, man, I'm not. I don't make a practice of streaming these pay-per-views, these PBC pay-per-views. I want to make sure that I support Devonte Davis and I support these other fighters. But let me put it this way. If I wasn't the type of dude that was consistently buying the pay-per-views, that one I might skip. I'm not going to say I would steal it from a stream or anything like that. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. But I will tell you for sure that, I hope that they have a very, very good undercard if they make that Isaac Cruz fight. Now, there had been conversations about Jojo Diaz being a replacement for Rolly Romero, but now with the announcement that's coming from him, that doesn't seem like that's the case. And so this fight, though, I think is a better fight. The Devin Haney fight against Jojo Diaz, I think, is a better fight than the Devonte Davis versus Isaac Cruz. If that winds up being who it is, I would love to see a Gary Russell Jr. step in or a Regis Prograis step in or something like that, and maybe they'll push for that. But the reports are that Isaac Cruz is the guy that is the leading candidate. But now, as far as this Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz fight going on, I'm of this mindset. This is a fight that Devin Haney should win. And honestly, it is a fight that Devin Haney should be winning, and he should be winning convincingly and going away. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a mark on Devin Haney against Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz has been, ever since Jojo Diaz left 126 pounds and went to 130 pounds, it's like his career got rejuvenated magically, and his reputation got, it wasn't magically. He beat Tevin Farmer I think it was the IBF 130 pound belt. So, his career was rejuvenated, right? However, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to forget that he got whitewashed by Gary Russell Jr. at 126 pounds. So if Devin Haney fighting Jojo Diaz, honestly, he needs to dominate Jojo Diaz in a way where Jojo Diaz has not been beaten before. And I would say that the best outcome for Devin Haney would be a knockout of Jojo Diaz, because this guy is not, I don't think Jojo Diaz is really a true 135 pounder. He doesn't bring a lot of power to the equation. No, now to his benefit, I mean, he's a good boxer. He beat Javier Fortuna and beat, if I recall correctly, he beat Javier Fortuna pretty convincingly. And, so that is something that, where it makes him look good. But seeing as, there was all that stuff between Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr., Devin Haney better not have a harder time with Jojo Diaz than Gary Russell Jr. had with Jojo Diaz. Otherwise, that's not a good look. But good for Devin Haney. The good news for Devin Haney is I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think anybody thinks that's the case. It should be a fight that Devin Haney controls from start to finish. And honestly, man, it might be a good opportunity for Devin to really kind of do a lot like Shakur Stevenson did in his last fight and walk Jojo Diaz down and get Jojo Diaz out of there. I don't think there would be a good, I would love to see him show, a continuation of what he tried to do against Jorge Linares, which was stand in front of Jorge Linares a little bit, mix it up and try to get the knockout. If he's able to get Jojo Diaz out of there, I think that would be a tremendously good look for Devin Haney going forward, because Jojo Diaz is somebody he's not a soft touch. He is a solid fighter, but at the same time, he's somebody that does not, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, he's straight up and down, no special effects, right? Nothing about Jojo Diaz really stands out as being something that is particularly dangerous. He's not somebody that's got extremely fast hands or extremely fast feet that's going to outbox you. He's not somebody that is, really got really heavy body shots that is going to wear you down and knock you out over the course of the fight, right? So this should be something that is really, something that is tailor-made for Devin Haney to look good. The only question mark that Jojo Diaz had, and it's not necessarily a question mark for me, but a question mark that Jojo Diaz had was why Devin Haney would want a rematch clause. And he said, that was something that Jojo Diaz in the negotiation for it was trying to hold off on and not give him a rematch clause. So if it was one and out, but Devin Haney insisted on it. I think that is pretty much par for the course, though, with these guys that are champions now taking the rematch clause, with the exception, I think, of, Vasily Lomachenko didn't ask for a rematch clause against Teofimo Lopez. But anyway, I'm glad that the fight's going to happen. I also hope, in that same related news with Devonte Davis, I hope that we actually get to see a really good fight. And it not be Isaac Cruz. But you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.